Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Take you along for the ride for a safe, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Let's get this thing started. It is Friday night. The weekend has started. The last trading day. Hey, Dr. Auto Repair, how you doing? The last trading day of the month of August for 2024 has officially been completed. It is done. It is over with. So, what are we working on now? Well, Brandon, how are you doing there tonight, Brandon? Becca, how are you? So we're looking at what happened during the week. That's number one. And what do we have possible for next week? So I'm just going to adjust my camera here on YouTube. There we go. A little adjustment. Nothing a little candy wrapper won't fix. Jeffrey, how you doing? Christina. Was it Krista? Oh, sorry about that. Chris Darrow. Dawn. Butch. Eddie Southerners. Ripper Jack. Leroy. Alright. Some of the comments on the live are going to be protected for the community's experience, blah, 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 all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Let's just see what happened today. Let's get my trusty old book out and take a look at what do we have on the list for today and what do we have from last week. Uh-oh. Screen went out. And that's what happens when you touch the wires. Alright, that should pop up any second now. Alright, that being said, first thing on our list today is Dollar General. Dollar General. Now, nice big drop for Dollar General today and yesterday. James, I'll be in Tampa Monday and Tuesday. Hey, Redneck, we got to go out for some lunch, dude. Tampa, that's about a half-hour drive from here. I'm right down the street from the, what do you call that damn thing? The St. Pete Pier? Cool, Redneck. Lunch, dude. All right, anyway. Yeah, I'm in the St. Pete, Tampa area. So, let's see what we're doing. Dollar General, first thing, as always, here's the high, here's the bottom. That's where we were. Here's where we are right now. What is this going on right here? And more importantly, if I'm going to buy Dollar General, I'm currently looking at the price of $83.07. So the 83s for next week are going for $145. That's a smidge below 2%. I love 2%. I love Dollar General. Hey, Dollar General is a great company. It has been around for over 100 years also. I love these 100-year-old companies. They have a lot going for them, I suppose. All right, so let's take a look. A year ago, we're at 138. We topped off the year at 168, and that was mid-March. What happened recently? Take a look at this. This looks kind of interesting. You probably think T is a good investment. Chris, we'll take a look at T, and I'll give you my opinion. It's going to take me about 15-20 minutes to get to it, but you can let me know what you think about T. But I love AT&T. It's been around for quite a while. All right. That being said, we're taking a look at Dollar General in the last 30 days. Look what happened in the last 30 days. We're at 120. Went up, pulled back, went up. Now a big, huge drop right here. Now, I love a drop like this. However, I personally will not jump in to Dollar General until the bottom is actually isolated. What does that mean? Well, to find an isolation or to find the actual bottom, now a lot of people would have thought yesterday was the bottom. Okay, so yesterday the low was 84. Well, today the low is 86. Hey, Cotton Lee, how you doing? So I'm not actually going to buy Dollar General until I get 2 days to the upside, because I have no idea how much further that's going to go down. So I am going to write Dollar General down for next week. Dollar General. But I want to find out where the actual bottom is. Because I like to see it go up on Monday or Monday and Tuesday. But either way, I want to find out. Good thing, Colton. I want to find out exactly where the bottom is. Because you're going to make your money in the stock market when you buy low and you sell high. Now, Dollar General's been around for a long time. Why the big drop? Well, more than likely has something to do with earnings. What do earnings have to do with the company? Well, not a whole hell of a lot if you think about it. Hey, Doc, what's happening? Not a whole hell of a lot if you think about it. Because the company's been around for a while. They're just doing business as usual. Opening up the stores, bringing the products in, turning the products over. Yep, we're having a little bit of issues with theft because of the current administration not wanting to prosecute. But, here's the thing. So it's going to take a while to figure out what effect that's going to have. But my humble opinion, I'm waiting for the bottom. Okay, see, today's lower than yesterday. So what's Monday going to be? Is Monday going to be lower? Is Monday going to be higher? That's my indicator whether or not I'm going to jump into Dollar General or not. You are so cool and nice, Colton Lee. Thank you for that. They have earnings last week, but not sure that's it. Redneck, that's probably what it is. Because, see, a lot of people don't... Damn it. A lot of people don't take into consideration the power that the market maker has. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, for that, we're going to need to go down a little bit of a story that's a little bit different than what you're looking at. Okay, go back to the charts. Okay, so here's Dollar General here. This is the whole year. I want to zoom into this little area here for the past couple of weeks. Now, so if we look down here at the bottom, right, these bottom lines down here, they represent the volume. That's how much shares actually trade on a daily basis. Okay, so if our average volume is 4.2 million, see that, the average volume? Way over here in the corner. The average volume, 4.2 million on a daily basis. So what does that usually mean? Well, if the market maker has a bid of 82.95 and an ask of 83.07, that is a 13-cent spread between the bid and the ask. So the difference between the bid and the ask, whatever it is, and it's usually only like 3 or 4 cents during the day, but that money goes directly to the market maker. So let's say hypothetically, I'm going to bring up the calculator for this one. Now, if the market maker makes a 3-cent premium, hold on, I was talking about KSS. Yeah, I read DG. They had big loss and also lowered next quarter's numbers. Okay, but let's see how that actually affects. Does that actually affect the stock price, or does that actually enhance the power that the market maker has? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if there's an average of 4 million shares traded a day, every single day, and the market maker, okay, if the market maker gets 3 cents per share and there's 4 million shares traded every single day, we're going to multiply that by 4 million. So as it looks like, the market maker walks away with $120,000 every single day. So how often does the market maker have a chance to make a little bit of extra money? Well, they had an earnings report. Okay, so the earnings report wasn't very favorable. Okay, so what does the market maker do? Well, the market maker takes the stock price from 125 and he drops it all the way down to 85. Now, is that a realistic number, or is that just a trumped up number the market maker came up with to drum up more business? Think about it. If you had the power to take a stock price from 125, you say, you know what, I'm going to offer it at 85, or I'm going to offer it at 90, whatever. What did he offer it at? 92. Okay, so he went from 124 down to 92 because he could. He has the power. But let's use equal opportunity here. She. It could have been a she for all I know. I have no idea who the market maker is for Dollar General. Okay? But what I do know from doing this for a long period of time, no matter how bad the report was, it does not justify a drop from 125 to 92. Okay, but what did it do? Well, it created a huge amount of volume. That volume was 41 million. That's a huge jump from 4 million. You go from 4 million to 40 million? Well, now the market maker, 0.03 multiplied by 41 million. So the market maker just went from $120,000 a day to $1.2 million for one day. And what did he actually do? He took the price from 125 and he dropped it down to 92. Does that actually have anything to do with the company whatsoever, or is that just a manipulation of the numbers? My humble opinion, lost 45 million. Well, bam, I wish I had 45 million to lose and not have to worry about it. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Okay, so if the market maker makes an average of $120,000 a day, and now he has the opportunity with one little report, that's it, one little report, to drop it from 125 to 92 and get paid $1.2 million. Polation. Fast and curious, polation. I have no idea what that means. But okay. Alright, let's go back to where we were. That's just my opinion on the market maker. So, like I said, it is manipulation. I'm going to wait until we have an actual bottom, because we don't know if this is the bottom, because this could be, just a stepping stone. It could drop down more on Monday. Don't know. Fast and curious, 100%. Alright, so let's jump on to the next one. So Hawaiian Electric is going to be a no for a very, very long time. You got to realize Hawaiian Electric has stopped its dividends months ago. Okay, do you remember when those natural fires took place? I do that because there's no possible way you can have a car melt and 5-10 feet away have a tree being perfectly fine. That just ain't possible. Alright, so let's continue. Next on our list is going to be Walgreens. Stevie 101, they have pretty much shut down. What are we talking about? Yeah, I'm going to be with him on that one. Next, we're looking at Walgreens. American Airlines in LUNR. Alright, we'll take a look at that next. We'll get to it. Alright. Next on the list, Walgreens, WBA. Now, we've been following this for a while. We have a new bottom. Check it out. Well, nope, the bottom was yesterday. LUNR is okay for short term. Alright, we'll take a look at it. Pentaris, Erica, you got to give me the number. Which secret societies run the world? That's it. You do realize a question like that, you really can't answer it online. It's one of those questions we're not supposed to say out loud. But besides the point. Anyways, okay, short term, I hope it works out, but a lot of buildings to be done and U.S. government's not letting. Yep, that's correct. I noticed that Dell premiums aren't as juicy next week. Alright, Flipper, we're going to take a look at Dell also. Alright, Walgreens. Check it out. Today was not as low as yesterday. So yesterday could be the new 30-day bottom. No, I like 2 days to the upside. We have 1 day to the upside today. So that being said, at 926, So the 9s are going for 37. Not bad. You definitely get your 1% there. Pins? Really, Erica? P-I-N-S? All right, we'll take a look at it. What are the dark pools doing? All right, I don't pay attention to that either. Okay, now this is for average, everyday people. This is not for those, skirting on the edges of society like the dark pools. That being said, let's continue moving on. All right. That being said, is what it is. We're moving on to Pfizer next. PFE. Pfizer. PFE. Okay, as always, very first thing I want to look at. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? Is that 29 now? The 29 for next week is going for 27 to 31. Barely making our 1%. But here's the thing. I like Pfizer. Okay? Just making memories. How are you tonight? You want to look at Cisco, huh? Now, is that CSCO or CS or is that SYY? I'm going to take it. It's CSCO. If I join the group, could you send me good recommendations every week, day, or every 90 days? Well, Creator, what we actually do. All right, just making memories. Got that one. Creator, what the morning trading group is, we actually take a look. Has 5 states who have filed lawsuits. Cool beans. Well, we're going to take a look at the numbers anyway and see what it looks like. But back to Creator. The morning trading group, what we do is we look at the stocks that are coming up within the next 2 weeks that have their EX date and see how they look. And we actually trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 a.m. until you guys are done asking questions. So if you want to stay online for an hour or 2 or 3 and just ask me questions over and over and over again, well, that's what I'm there for. Okay, and you get to watch me trade the 3 accounts that I share with you publicly. So you actually get to see the actual trades that I'm doing as I am doing them. After that, you get to ask as many questions as you want. And yes, I do send out the list every Sunday night, so you can see them first. Well, Sunday night, you can see them in the morning. DTE, Johnny B. Take a look at it. 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Creator, yeah, you gotta remember it this way. The stock market opens up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay? Erica, you've been here long enough. You know how to join. Right here on the 10-minute trader page. Pop up. There it is right there. The10minutetrader.com. Right there, the live trading link right there. Click on that and that'll take you to the Patreon. Dividend Stock Talk with my picture on it. Match that. Fearless Girl, BTI. Rich Bruner, how are you doing today? BTI. Okay, let's go back to where we were. All right, Pfizer. Okay, let's take a quick look at Pfizer. High, low, as is. 29, good. Let's go take a look. Scooter. Sir, thank you for your financial advice. I will be following your advice and selling everything Tuesday. All right, Scooter, number 1, I don't give advice. I point out obvious. I point out the obvious. Whether you want to take advice, that's totally up to you. Doing well, had a great week in premiums. So did I. I haven't gotten to the numbers yet. I was uploading new the last 3 weeks. I consider you my financial advisor. Oh, that's a big mistake, dude. I am definitely not a financial advisor. I get by with a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Wait, hey, why didn't you reply to my message? Save to invest. I did. Erica shared the live. Thank you there, Miss Erica. So let's go back to Pfizer and take a look at what we're looking at. A year ago, we had the high at 36.29. This is probably not for beginners. Actually, Mindy, it is. Now, the way I say it is for beginners. This trading strategy I'm sharing at this moment in time, you're new here, because I'm very good with names. This is the first time I've seen your name pop up. Okay? Now, this was created for my 9-year-old daughter. It has to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So, Mindy, while I got your attention, let me just introduce you to the little princess. Where is she? Go to my YouTube channel. Videos, the oldest.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and as you being part of my internet website company, which my dad doesn't like calling that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting 4 lists of stocks that you can choose from that will help you invest.
That's me from 12 years ago. Every time I watch that, I laugh my ass off. So anyway, so Mindy, that was for you. Okay, so it actually is for beginners. Okay, it is simple. It is safe. It is predictable. It is consistent. It was created for my 9-year-old daughter. The video you just saw of her was when she was 11. Okay, now I do have to admit, at age 13, she decided she didn't want to trade anymore. She did that girl thingy. Okay, but anyway, besides the point. Are you on a daily time frame? Fast and curious. I don't know what you mean by daily time frame. I'm on every single day. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm on during the day. And I don't do days on Saturdays and Sundays, but I'm on every single night. Now, I've committed myself to do it every single night for a whole year. I've only missed 2 days. Mindy, my dear, please tell me you're smarter than a 9-year-old. I'm trying to have confidence in the next generation. You know, my generation is getting ready to retire. We're passing it along to you guys. If this was created for a 9-year-old, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and if you think it's difficult, I'm having my doubts about the next generation. You will get it. Just keep watching. Yeah, thanks, Redneck. But she is relatively new. I have zero knowledge. Mindy, I can almost guarantee with 100% accuracy you have more knowledge than you think you do. So let me go quickly, just show you something. I'm going to apologize to everyone else while I help Miss Mindy out here for a second. All right. Now, Mindy, before we go on any further, hi, what is on the screen? What is on the screen? This is the week, what do you call it? Calendar. This is an EX dividend calendar. Mindy, what that means is each one of these little green dots behind me represents a dividend date when a company is getting ready to pay their dividends. Okay, that's one thing. That's relatively easy. A dividend is the portion of the profits given to the investors. That's you and me. Once we buy and sell stocks, we become the investors. Okay? So, if you take a look at these, Bank of America, I'm sure you heard of them. General Motors, I'm sure you heard of them. Heinz, Kraft Heinz, Heinz 57, Heinz ketchup, Kraft macaroni and cheese, I'm sure you heard of them. Occidental Petroleum is another oil company. Coca-Cola, Paramount, Hewlett-Packard, Mondelez, and U.S. Bank. I'm sure you've heard of all those companies. Those are on Warren Buffett's list. Now, if you've heard, I've watched every time you are live, but I am still not able to. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Mindy, might be a good idea for you to drop me your number. I'll give you a call. I can walk you through what areas you're having a little bit of issue with. Okay? Now, it was created for 9-year-olds, so it's really not that difficult. And I have faith. I have faith that you will be able to understand it. So let's keep going where we were. Let's go back to where we were. The way we were. Okay, so Pfizer, a year ago, 36.31. It's got a double bottom at 25.25. That was back in April. From there, we have a high for the last 30 days at 31.54. Okay, that was 30 days ago. Okay, and 2 weeks ago on Friday the 16th, there's our bottom, 27.85. Okay, so I only have bought one stock in my life, and it's not trading. Just bought it and held it this whole time. Minnie, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of Pfizer. Okay, the idea is to only pick good quality companies that have consistently increased their dividends. Creator, do you win 8 out of 10 trades? A newbie here. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to carry on 3 or 4 conversations at once. True. All right. All right, Creator, let me quickly answer your question. See if I can do this quick. Okay. So here's my profit and loss statement year to date in this one account right here. Wynn Resorts. I lost money in Wynn Resorts in this account. Now, I didn't lose with Marathon yet because I still own it. And I lost New York Community Bank. I still have Kohl's. So that's not a loss. And Riot, I still own. So in this account here, I've only lost 2. And I won all those. How many is that? Alright, so all these are wins, and only 2 of these are losses, because I still own most of them. That's in this account. Okay, hold on, just this account here. Now, as you can see in this particular account, okay, where it says profit and loss year to date, 1, 2, 3 losses, but I still actually own all 3 of them. So it's not a loss until I take it. So one account I lost what? 3 positions. This account I lost 0 positions. And last but not least, this account right here. Profit and loss year to date. Okay, so profit and loss year to date. You see there's 4 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I still own 2 of them. Okay, so I've only lost 2 on this account. So 2 on this account, none on the other account, and 3 on the first account. So that's only 5 out of like maybe, that's quite a bit of freaking trades. So let's put it this way. I'd say I'm 9 out of 10. How's that? Amazing. Wow. Bama Redneck is here every night. Just keep watching. Also the morning class. Sub Dollar General calls 81. Cool. This year you're up 566%. Stevie Ray, way to go. Laurie. How do you get the actual cost and profit on TOS? Aren't those all just paper accounts? Who said that one? There's no name there. Now, I have to admit, I do have one paper trading account. I've had a paper trading account for over 20 years. Okay, so you get 3 accounts down here, see? 1, 2, 3. Real paper account. So this is the one I do all my trading on to show you guys. That's a real account. That's a real account. All right. So yeah, I do have a paper trading account to test out all my theories. Because if I'm wrong, I don't want to lose real money. That's why I always tell people, you should always be paper trading to keep on your game, to make sure you're consistently being right. Because if you're going to be wrong, it's best to be wrong in an account. It doesn't really matter. Because when it really does count, yeah, you don't want to put money on the line. Aaron, hiya! No one can look at his website. Okay, you can look at the website. Yep, all right. What's up, James? Sexy Hockey Dad. Back again, dude. Haven't heard from you in a while. Thoughts on Amazon. Great performance today. All right, Amazon is not one of those companies I actually consistently trade. Actually, I don't think I've ever bought Amazon. I looked at it a few years ago, but Amazon doesn't have any dividends. So if it doesn't have a dividend, it means they're not sharing their profits. That means it's going to be what is called a capital appreciation stock, where you're looking to put your money there and wait for it to grow. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, if that's what you're here for, you're definitely in the wrong place. Don't get me wrong, I'll talk to you and I'll show you everything I show everyone else. But I don't like looking at things that have nothing to do with what we're doing here. What I'm trying to do here is show you a safe, predictable, consistent, and easy 1% per week trading strategy that was created for my 9-year-old daughter. The rules are very simple. Number one, never buy something you do not understand. If you cannot give anyone, a perfect stranger, a 10 to 15 second elevator pitch on why you bought it, what you paid for it, and where you plan on getting out, and what are the strong points and detriments, what's the pros and cons to the company you bought it for. If you don't know what they're doing, don't do it. Don't ever buy something you don't understand. Okay? If you're going to buy a stock, make sure you jump in with a stock you plan on holding for a long period of time. That's not what we're intending on doing. We're intending on buying it, turning around and selling it, and getting our profits. Say thank you very much, see you again in 90 days. Every 90 days, the company pays another dividend. Top 3 favorite tickers. Oh, that would be Macy's, Nordstrom's, and Kohl's. Do you have any interest in options? Well, Tanner, that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing what's called a covered call, when we buy the stock and we sell the option against it. It's one of the safest trading strategies there is. 80% of all options expire worthless. So if they all expire worthless, don't you want to be the seller of those? If I sell it for $1 and it expires worthless, well, I buy it back at 0. So I'm buying something for nothing and I'm selling it for $1. We're just doing it the other way around. We're selling first and then we're buying back later. J do TMRD for me. TRMD. All right, Sexy Hockey Dad, I can tell you right now that's going to be a no, but I'll pull it up just to satisfy you. TRMD. Oh, imagine that, it's a no. Now, the reason why I knew it was a no ahead of time is I've been doing this long enough. If there's a stock that has consistently increased their dividends, well, I know about it. I like to think I know about it. So, since January, only 2 of them gotten by me. One was General Mills. I don't know how I missed that one. And the second was, I think, Whirlpool. All right, Jasmine, you want to talk to Tanner about options? No. I'd appreciate if you didn't troll the audience looking for people to chat with. Exotic little bit. Well, how are you? Tanner, covered call options every week is the game. What's your thought on DG, Dollar General? We just went over Dollar General for a little bit ago. Now, Dollar General, don't get me wrong, I love Dollar General, really do. But I'm waiting to find the bottom before I jump in. Because you make your money when you buy low. Look, here's a low, another low, another low, another one, 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 another one. So when the stock goes up, gets to a certain point, you have investors like me and some of you out here. You see your stock going up 5 to 10%. Yeah, you take your profits. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Dollar General, I see it floating around the bottom. So at the bottom, I'm going to be bottom fishing. Okay, as soon as that thing hits bottom, turns around, goes back up, that's when I want to jump in. Option SPY puts thoughts. I don't do spiders, sorry. SPY looks high end and descending on a smaller time frame. SPY. Okay. Well, number one, spider's at 563. Okay, don't really like that. I like to keep my stocks under a certain price. Also, let's go over to Yahoo Finance and put spiders in there. Okay, you like spiders? Well, I'm about to show you something you're not going to be happy about. Look at your dividends on the spiders. Okay, 2012. It went from 78 to 102 to 69. Well, that's going backwards. That doesn't thrill me. 84, 84, 98, 83. 98, 83 backwards again. 94, 114, 93, backwards again. 103, 121, 105, backwards again. 133, 103, backwards again. It keeps going up and down, up, and there's no consistency with the profits. But wait, it gets worse. Seriously, it does. You invest in the spiders, SPY. Look at your rate of return for the year, 1.24. 1.24% yield for the year. So you're investing $558 per year and you're making 1%. You do realize 1% of 558 bucks is $5. Okay, you've invested $558 to get what, $6 as a dividend? What? Why? See, the yield is 1.24. Now I'm showing you a strategy to get a safe, simple, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And you're throwing this at me, 1.24? Okay, I have no idea what you're doing with your money, but what Old Man Potter says, remember Old Man Potter? Not with my money, you don't. Okay, that was from It's a Wonderful Life, if you didn't know. What's your thought on DG? All right, we already did that. How do you feel about using Webull? I've never looked at Webull. The very first one, mobile app I've opened up was Robinhood, and it's so simple, it is easy. Are you in on WBA? November and December are history months for WA, showing strength on those months. All right, Jose, I do have Walgreens and I think 4 different accounts. Sincerely, oh yeah. Was it all? Where did it go? Where did it go? I can't have missed all those. Was it always your dream to be a dentist? Where the hell did you come up with that idea? Can you please go over a put option on SPY? All right, Ralphie. Here's my opinion on put option on SPY. All right. First thing you want to do when you're looking at spiders is the high, low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it currently going? Well, it's currently going up. It's hitting the top because it tried going over it, what was that, last month, July, didn't make it, pulled back. It looks like it's stalling out again here, so who knows what it's going to do. So let's zoom in a little closer and look for patterns. So a year ago we're sitting at 451, the bottom of the year was 409. All right, I don't know if you see what I'm seeing. Up 3 weeks, down 1 week. Up 3 weeks, down 1 week. Up 3 weeks, down 1 week, down another week, down another week. Up 3 weeks, now over to the side. So there's a little bit of a pattern there. Let's go the last 30 days. Okay, so here's your last 30 days. 550. She drops down to 510. Shoots on up, and look at this. It's channeling sideways. It's not going over that mark. So, is there going to be profit taking? More than likely, it looks like it. Okay, because if you went from 510 to 560, that's a $50 increase. That's a 10% increase. Some people like 10% increases. When you started this, how many shares of stock would you buy at the one time? Well, Laurie, what I like to do with my account is however much I have in my account, I divide it either by 4 or by 5. And I don't like to get more 4 or 5 positions per account per week. To effect monthly, can you please go over a put option on Spider? When you started, okay, hello, Mr. James. Clorox, Disney, Apple, are those, okay. Don't get me wrong, love Clorox, Disney, and Apple. We'll write those down, CLX, I think Apple's already on the list. Yep, Apple's already on the list. And the last one was Disney, DIS. All right, so let's keep on moving. Really appreciate it, Ralphie. Yeah, so Ralphie, I really don't do put options. I really only do covered calls on pre-qualified dividend stocks. You were thinking of put, well, it's a good place to put one. Thoughts on VGT? Aaron, VGT. We'll get to that in a minute. You want me to come over to St. Pete from Tampa to bring that TV in? Neil, I'd appreciate it, because if there's a way to fix it, it would be great. I do have another TV sitting right there. It's been sitting there for 4 days. I have to mount it on the wall because it doesn't have the feet. All right, so to mount it on the wall, there's a bookshelf behind it. So I got to take the bookshelf off. Then I have to move this whole bureau out of the way, and the bureau's full of rocks. It's like, seriously, rocks. But SMCI, oh, please don't get that one started, SMCI. But you're making me want to do covered calls more with how you explain them. Well, Tanner, I'm terribly sorry. You got to remember, I created this for my 9-year-old daughter. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Okay, remember, she was 9. She wasn't a Mensa student. She wasn't on the honor roll. She was just your average, everyday, normal 9-year-old girl. Okay? She wanted to learn, and it was simple. Okay, first thing we looked at is a stock list. Now, when I say the first thing we looked at is a stock list, hold on a second. Very first thing we looked for was a stock list. So we looked at the cream of the crop, the dividend kings. 54 companies that have increased their dividends for more than 5 decades. The dividend aristocrats. 67 companies that have increased for 25 years consistently. The dividend champions. Same thing with less rules. Okay, the dividend aristocrats and dividend champions both have 25 years of increased dividends. The dividend contenders, 10 years to 24 years of increased dividends. Now, why do I like increased dividends? Well, the dividend is the portion of the company's profits that's passed along to the investors. That's you and me. I'm at that point in life where I need income, not speculation. This is why I don't do stocks that don't have dividends. Because if and when the stocks go down, because that's all they do, they go up or they go down. You're going to buy something, it's going to drop to the floor. It also works the other way. You're going to buy something and it's going to shoot up. Either way, it's a 50-50 shot. They go up, they go down. That's all they do. They do not come to your house and make your bed. They do not tuck you in, put little candies on your pillow. They do not wash your dishes, and they do not mow your lawn. They go up, they go down. That is it. People mostly buy stocks and hold them for decades. So what are we doing here? Here we're buying it. Let's call it scalping. I'm looking to get 1% per week. So if I look at these companies here, the very first thing we do is look for good quality companies. Nordstrom's, Key Bank, Newmont Energy, Corning, Bank of America, Baxter Electric, eBay, General Motors, Heinz Ketchup, Pepsi, Halliburton, Newmont, Kimberly-Clark, Occidental Petroleum, Waste Management, VFC, and all these other companies. They're good quality companies that I consistently look at because they consistently increase their dividends and have weekly options. There's over 9,598 companies available any single day. I only look at 3%, closer to 2%. 300 companies, that's it. And I put them in my Rolodex or my roller coaster or whatever you want to call it, because they just take turns. Okay, every quarter, BBY, Best Buy, is going to be paying a dividend every 90 days. So every 90 days, I'm looking at BBY 2 weeks before they pay the dividend. Because 2 weeks before the dividend, the stock has a tendency to go up in value before it gets to the dividend. So if I buy it here, I sell a covered call and grab 1%. Okay, by Friday, I'm either back into all cash Or I take it into the second week. Okay, so I got 1% here, I'll do it again here, collect another 1%. If it hits my target, great, I'll be back into cash. Do I really want to bring it into the dividend? Well, I don't mind, but it's not my intention, because once you hit the dividend, okay, the stock has a tendency to go down after the dividend is paid. It goes up before the dividend, and it goes down after the dividend. So I don't want to collect the dividend. I would prefer to collect the run-up. The run-up is the increased valuation before the dividend comes. Does it happen all the time? Not all the time. But it happens enough for me to be accurate with my 1% per week. Alrighty. So Neil, yeah, talk to me about my TV. Because I prefer a bigger one. Only because I got that male fallacy thing on. I want it bigger. My thoughts on SMCI? No. But you're making me want to do covered calls. I'm terribly sorry about that, dude. Covered call gets you 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. You're buying a stock. You're buying a good quality stock. One that consistently increases their dividends. So if and when the stock market goes down, because it does, every decade there is a pullback, a recession, a crash, whatever you want to label it. You look at every single decade from the early 1900s to where we are now, you notice like every 10 years, it goes up, it pulls back, it goes up, it pulls back. The idea is, ideally, come on, let's move over. Let's go back to here. Where were we? The idea, look, she goes down, so you buy it low. She goes up, you sell it. She goes down, you buy it low. She goes up, you sell it. Okay, it goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's all they do. They go up and they go down. So if you continue to buy it at the right time, and what do I mean by the right time? Well, we're looking at situations where it goes up to a high, and then it comes back down again. Now, once it hits a low, I like to have 2 days to the upside. 1, 2. Then I would jump in, get my 1%. Comes down to, it goes up, it comes back down again. 2 days to the upside, then I jump in and I ride it back up again. That's me. Reach Bruno, what do you target in your margin account? 1%? No. Okay. Interesting thing between a margin account and a regular account. Okay, I'm still looking for the 1%. Now, on the margin account, when I look for the 1%, I'm actually collecting the 1% on the combination of half of my money and half of the broker's money. So when the final bill tallies up, that 1%, well, half of it was margin money and half of it was mine, so I'm getting 2%. So we buy and sell in 1 week. Mindy, basically, yes. Queen C, what would you recommend for someone that's trying to invest for the first time? Queen C, what I would recommend is a lot of video watching to understand exactly is what you're doing. Why are you doing it? You need to have a good reason. Okay, other than, well, everyone else is doing it, that's not a good reason. The reason that I'm doing it is that I need cash flow. The only way I'm going to get cash flow is either going to work or get money from my investments. And at this moment in time, the only investment I have is in the stock market. I don't have any cars, I don't have any boats, I don't have any real estate. This is it. This is all I do. Okay, I buy on good quality U.S. companies because I believe in the U.S. economy. I believe in my neighbors. I believe in the guys down the street. I believe in the guys at church. Okay, they wake up every day. They go to work. Okay, they go to work in the U.S. economy. They create a profit. They create products for us. Sir, with your financial advice, I can't go wrong. Scooter, I'm going to thank you for that wonderful comment. But Scooter, seriously, don't take my advice. What I say is really irrelevant. You have to figure out what is right for you. It either makes sense for you or it doesn't. All right, Queen C. Yeah, I recommend you just keep coming back and keep learning and keep asking questions. You'll get your answer. Okay, here's something, some of you might get this, some of you might not. The quality of your life is going to greatly depend on the quality of the questions you ask. You ask a better question, you get a better answer. A better answer will lead to a better life. So then you keep asking better questions. Jasmine, Queen C, write him on his account. Okay. This is slow and steady, just keep learning. Just keep watching, yep. How fast can you run? I run pretty fast for an old man. Coles, missing some of these questions. I had to go backwards. Okay, here we go. AT&T, Tiger, how are you today? All right, so we're done with spiders. Now, I don't do spiders only because the dividends aren't, the dividends aren't consistently increasing. The rate of return they're getting is absolutely horrible. And it's over $500 a share, and however much money you think I have, I don't. Okay, 1,000 shares at $560 a share. Yeah, that's $500,000 for one position. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, so somebody wants to take a look at AT&T. It's already on the list. We'll take a look at it. TikTok sells inexpensive television bases. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do, but I got to find the right one. Mint Mobile doesn't have dividends, and they definitely do not have 20 years of dividends. Okay. Kohl's, a good time to go in. Now, I actually do have some Kohl's guidance. Hello. How fast can I run? I run pretty fast. Believe it or not, I still play soccer in the over 60s club. And I am quite faster than mostly everybody on the over 60s club. Because I'm only 60. Alright, anyway. So, are you selling and buying every 2 to 3 weeks? No, I'm actually buying and selling every week. Okay, when I say I want companies to have consistently increased their dividends, well, I want them to increase their dividends every single year. I also want them to have weekly options. Okay, so the weekly options that I like, okay, are those that consistently give me 1% or more. Now, I've been doing this since January. You'll see this screen right here. Okay, this screen right here is live on YouTube. So you can go back to YouTube and archive my videos all the way back to January. And you'll see me doing this exact same thing every single day since the beginning of January. Alright, GoDaddy, sorry dude, GoDaddy does not have 20 years of increased dividends. I'm pretty sure they don't. GDDY. Alright, GoDaddy's at 167. They have absolutely no dividends whatsoever, so that's going to be a no. When is the best time to sell a put? Alright, Mark, I don't do puts at all, only because here. Alright, Aaron, now the Warren Buffett strategy is a great strategy for those who have a lot of money. Okay, I don't have the amount of money Warren Buffett has. I cannot buy something and just let it sit for decades and decades and decades. Okay, I look at what can I consistently get on a weekly basis. So my little portfolio, what I have, it's not that huge, but it does give me 1% every week, and that 1% is enough to allow me to live a comfortable, quiet lifestyle. Does your account grow or just produce income? Well, it kind of does both. Let me go back and actually show it to you. Oops. Okay, so as you come to my page, the 10-minute trader, you'll notice that there are 3 accounts. Alright. Account number 1 is up 46% for the week, for the year so far. Account number 2 is up over 70% so far for the year. Account number 3 is up 10% so far, but it's only 2 months old. So if you go all the way back to January 2nd, because there's no trading on the 1st, here we go right here. Okay, CVS, General Motors, Southwest Airlines, Comcast, and Ford. Okay, here's the buy signals right there. Here's the date stamp. Okay, it's January 2nd, 2024, 9/31. It's a covered call, CVS. So the very first week of this year, I made 2.99% for week number 1 of the year. Okay, they're all there, all the numbers. Okay, week number 2, week 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way up to where we are now, week 32. Week 33, I haven't done week 33 yet. Okay, week 33, 34, and 35, I'm missing those 3, so I'll get to them. Did we ever go to VGT? No, we did not. Does your account grow or just produce income? Oh, so back to that question. This account here, I use for income. So as you see, it started out with 117, it's at 142 at the moment, and I've taken out over $30,000 already so far this year. Okay, account number 2, it has grown from 100,000 to 167. Account number 3, now this is since January, in 8 months. Okay, so that's 70% in 8 months. This one is at 9.5% for 2 months. Okay, so they're all there, and all the numbers will be available as it progresses. JEPQ, I can tell you right now, that's a big fat no. Okay, JEPQ is one of those ETFs. That's those people who say, I don't want to do it, you do it. VGT. I can tell you VGT is going to be a no, but we'll throw it up here anyway. VGT. Okay. Vanguard, VGT. Monthly optionable stock. 2 reasons why it's a no. Reason number 1, $570. I like to keep, me personally, I like to keep all my trades under 250. Because from 579 down to 0 is a long drop. But then again, so is 250 down to 0. Either way, it's going to be uncomfortable. But I don't like putting that much money into a single company. But VGT is going to be a no. JEPQ. JEPQ. Monthly. No. Yield Max. Monthly. No. When do you think the economy will dip? It depends on how you look at it. Because you look at it this way. Money doesn't disappear. Money goes from one hand to the other. Okay, so when the stock market is down, well, that money went somewhere else. It didn't just disappear. Okay, so just because your stocks are going down, someone else's are going up. Thoughts on Walgreens after today's movement? Okay, Jerry, we already went over Walgreens. You're a little low. Whippersnapper. Steamroller. Whippersnapper. Oh my goodness. That's something you'd hear from somebody from the older generation, over the age of 80. So steamroller, I'm not quite sure how old you are, but that's what someone from that generation would say. All right, let's keep on going. 16 more. Do you have a video on YouTube on how to set up your calendar? Yep. JEPQ, we looked at, we already said no. Ever hear of Chicago Board of Dividend? No, but I've heard the Chicago Board of Options. Chicago Board of Dividends. I'm not seeing it anywhere. These are not Chicago Board of Dividends. Well, Chicago Board of Dividends.com doesn't really exist. All right, Flipper, never heard of Chicago Board of Dividends. Austin, how are you today? Today, CNBC said that under no circumstances should we invest in WBA. Well, I'm not quite sure if I agree with them. How much money do this to generate good 1% to live comfortably? Okay, Mindy, it's not really a dumb question. And as a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee most of the people here have no clue whatsoever what number they need in order to walk away from work. So to walk away from work, you can do it in one of three ways. Okay? Retirement comes, you either age out, which means you're too old. Give me a second while I verify that I'm human. You have three options, Mindy. One, age out. Work until you're 72. And if the Democrats have it that way, work until you're 75. Is what it is. Number two, you walk out. Walk out, people who walk out of their job, they basically have enough money coming in from their investments to live comfortably. And number three, toe tag. Okay, there are lots of people that die on the job or on their way to work and don't get to retire. So it's not really a dumb question. You need to work the equation backwards. How much money do you need on a monthly basis to live the lifestyle you want? Okay? Now there's a big difference. Live a lifestyle that you're okay with, comfortable with, is one thing. A lifestyle that you want may be something different. Now, in order to figure out how much you're going to need to do that, getting that 1% per week, well, let's say hypothetically speaking, you need $10,000 a month to live comfortably. Well, $10,000 a month comfortably is going to be $2,500 a week. $2,500 a week is $250,000. So $250,000 at 1% per week is $2,500 a week, which is $10,000 a month. Okay? If you need $20,000, do it the exact same way. $20,000, you need $500,000 to give you $5,000 a week. Okay, whatever monthly you think you need, you got to divide it by 4, multiply it by 100, and then you get your amount. All right? It's not a dumb question. Not many people know what it is. How do you feel about GoDaddy? We already did that one. I ask dumb questions all the time. Yep, I can admit Jerry does ask some dumb questions. Just give me a hard time there, Jerry. I honestly, I appreciate the interaction with you guys. I do. Some of you guys know who you are. Some of you guys give me some good questions, and some of you don't. But let's just keep going. GoDaddy is going to be a no because they don't have dividends. It's just plain and simple. I like companies that have consistent increased dividends. Intuit, Katie, Intuit, what the Intuit? INTU. All right, INTU is a $600 stock. And how often do they pay their dividends? INTU. I can't see that damn number. I can't move that over because I can't see exactly what kind of yield they have. But it don't look good because when they put it in a parentheses with 0 point something, well, that's going to be horrible. Thoughts on Jim Cramer? Well, Jim Cramer does what he gets paid to do. Okay? Give me a second while I continue looking at the historical data for INTU. So we're going to look at historical prices only, dividends only, the maximum amount of dividends. 2011. So that means they've had dividends for 13 years. So from 15 to 17 to 19 to 25 to 30, 34, 39, 47, 53, 59, 68, 78, 90. Nice. Consistently increasing. But they've been increasing for the past, 11 years, 12 years? From 2011, which is only 13 years. Okay, if you like Intuit, it's a $600 stock, and the premiums, I can't really read it. Okay, good. Because the yield is absolutely horrible. Okay, you're getting $4 dividend. That's it for the year. So that's $1.04 per quarter on a $622 stock. Yeah, that's a little on the low side for me. 3 months worth for salary, right? Or a year. Queen C, I have no idea what that means. Jerry, we did DG already. Where do you see the seasonality? Oh, I missed all these questions? Holy cow. Uh-oh, I gotta go backwards, guys. Sorry, I missed all these questions. Whippersnapper, JEPQ, Chicago Board, yep. Hey, Jerry, I'm gonna disregard what you're saying about Walgreens. Walgreens. As a matter of fact, I had a nice conversation with somebody today about what else. Now, you think Walgreens is just Walgreens. No. Walgreens owns a bunch of shit. Okay, how much money do you think? All right, Mindy already did that one. It's not a dumb question. Fearless Girl, how are you? Bryce, how do I feel about GoDaddy? We already did that one. Bryce, it's okay. I ask dumb questions all the time. Intuit already did. Ooh, DE, John Deere. Let's go take a look at John Deere. I like John Deere. DE, they make a good quality company. But what I don't like about John Deere is with the big stuff, yeah, you have to go directly to them. You can't fix the shit yourself. Why are monthly dividends paying stocks a no? Nate Dogg, you weren't listening. Okay, when I said monthly optionable stock, there's a big difference. Okay, now there are companies that do pay dividends on a monthly basis. Some of them are okay, but the ones I say no to are monthly optionable stocks. Do you make more from courses or investing? Actually, Chemist Crush, I don't have a course. I don't sell a course, so I have no idea where you got that one from. 86, you're here early. Cool beans. So, Chemist Crush, to answer your question, I don't have a course, so that one is a moot point on the conversation. 86K, Pez, Disney, Intel did good today. Hold on. We're looking at Intel, INTC. We'll look at that one. Yield is about 2.5% now. Cool. NatDog, 125. Monthly options are no. Thank you, 86. Do you only trade for the first 10 minutes? No. Okay. I will trade when I see the trades there. Actually, when you open up first thing Monday morning, you see these numbers aren't moving now. But when the market is open, these numbers constantly change, and so do these numbers. So as you're looking at them, you got to decide, well, if I buy it here, what am I going to get here? And I'm looking for a 1%. I'm looking for the 1% premium. Okay, I don't really care about the stock price itself. All I care about is it consistently increasing their dividends. Where you see the seasonality chart. All right, so the seasonality chart, you ready for this one? The user 572-436-2200-1765988832. What the hell was your parents thinking when they named you? Come on. All right. Over here on the chart area. Right there, where you see the two candlesticks, you take your cursor, you bring it over there, it highlights, and it says Chart Style Settings. Click on that. Drop down box opens up. Come down to the fourth setting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chart mode. Right now it's on standard chart mode. So if I go chart mode, standard, another drop down box opens up. Standard, monkey bars, seasonality. Right there. Alright, so John Deere. Quickly, let's take a quick gander at John Deere. Johnny boy! 450, the high of the year. Last year, the bottom, 340. Currently at 385.74. Okay, first thing I always want to see, 386 is the purchase price as of Monday morning. 386, look at the 385. Paying 405. Well, barely get my 1% there, but let's take a look. A year ago was the high at 425. It bottomed out just recently on the 5th. Okay, here's the bottom on the 5th. Okay, a little bit of a drop, sideways, and then up. And here's the high. Okay, she went up a little bit, a little tiny bit of a pullback, up, a little tiny bit of a pullback. 3 days to the upside. Now, 3 days to the upside, it could keep on going. I wouldn't do it because I don't like buying at a 30-day high. All right, because what are the chances? The chances of a 30-day high is 1 in 22. Chances of a high for the year, which this thing might be. No, it's not. Okay, but it is the high of a 30-day period. Okay, and it's only giving me 1%. So 1% is not going to make me want to overextend myself. Jerry, I like it when you interact, Jerry. However, we already looked at Dollar General a while ago. 86, should I do YOLO? A penny stock with 500 contracts next week? Oh, wow, I'm not going to touch that question. Mostly on Mondays, but all week if needed. 3 months worth of your salary, right? Or a year. Queen C, I have no idea. Because usually when women say 3 months of salary, well, that's usually when you want to buy a girl a ring, 3 months of salary. Okay, can you show me again how to buy a covered call one step at a time on TOS? You did last night. All right, Bandit, hold on. As soon as I find a good one. Gallant wants to take a look at Applied Materials and Siri. Thoughts on Jim Cramer? I like the way Jim Cramer has his setup. I do. But then again, he has a whole bunch of people working for him. You know, he has people there, people there, people there, people feeding him all the information. Me, it's just me by myself. I could probably do a better job and probably come up with a better, you know, a similar, what do you call it, presentation and flow nicely. But I don't have any sponsors. It's just me. Okay, I really can't be bought because sponsors, they require you to sell their shit, and I'm not like that. Okay, I don't take money from people to promote their crap. I don't. I look at facts, I look at figures. Take a look at Jimbo's bottom line. See, what does he do on average year over year over year? Okay, I get 50% per year, and I've been doing it for over 15 years. And I actually show all my trades. Where are they? I actually show all my trades for you guys to see. Okay, I don't think Jimbo does that. So that's my thoughts on Mr. Jimbo. All right, AMTI, Applied Materials. First thing, as always, where's the high, where's the low, where was it, where is it? Okay, it's not the high, it's not the low, it's kind of in the middle. So I want to look at the chart. What are we paying for it? 196.97. The 197 is to go for 360. That's a nice premium. I like that. Applied Materials look good. So let's go actually the whole numbers. A year ago, 149, bottomed out in October at 130, topped out right here on the middle of July. Okay, the last 30 days. What do you think? Last 30 days. Here's was the previous high, drops down to 171, shoots on up to 211. That's a nice jump between the two. And of course, you get a jump like that, there's going to be profit taking, and there was. Here's your bottom. Here's 2 days to the upside. Now, they don't look like 2 days to the upside, but look at the bottom. They are definitely to the upside. We're sitting at 197. So, if you like Applied Materials, what does it usually do this time of year? For that, we like to look at the seasonality chart. Now, ran into a bit of a snag, did we? Yeah, all right, here we are. Okay, now for those who don't know what a seasonality chart is, way off to the left is January 1st. All the way over here to the right is December 31st. The blue line represents the movement for this year. The blue dot, well, that was today. Okay, the last trading day of August. So the very next one is September. Look, the red line down here, that's 10 years of average movement. So that's how the stock normally moves year after year after year. Okay, so you have 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, so on and so forth. That represents this line here, the average movement. So what does it normally do this time of year? It looks like it goes sideways. So we click on the blue dot, left click, drag right till it lights up. Okay, here's the blue dot right there. What does it look like? Flat lining. Doctors don't like to see that shit. Thoughts on Jim Cramer? Okay, Aaron, definitely not, blah, blah, blah. User 4952, 250,000 per week is the goal. Dude, you got a spending problem. Seriously. If you need $250,000 a month in order to live a comfortable lifestyle, I'm glad I'm not related to you. Shit. Alright. This will replace my income when I retire at the end of the year, and then some. Alright, Rich Bruner, I don't remember actually talking to you, but if you want to send me your number, we can chat. I know a lot of shit you might want to know. Alright, let's keep on moving. Alright, I missed some more questions. Mateo. Uh-oh. Mindy, you need at least $5,000 a month? How about IBM? We haven't done IBM yet. I'm missing some of these questions. Damn it. All right, here we go. Where you see seasonality chat. Already did that one. Queen C, how about IBM? All right, I got IBM written down. Okay. Mindy, I need to make at least $5,000 a month. So $5,000 a month, that's $1,200 a week. That's $120,000. So how long does it take you to get to $120,000? Joey showed up over here on Instagram, and Joey sent a request to join the live. Now, Joey, I have no problem whatsoever inviting people to be on the live and speak with everyone. And here's your questions. But I have no idea who you are, and before I invite anyone on, I insist that they send me their phone number. I'll give them a call. We'll chat. Then, if you want to be on live with everyone else, then I will invite you on. Mindy. Okay. Viper G. I was hoping to find a way. Well, at 1% per week, Mindy, at $125,000, that's $1,250 a week. $1,250 a week times 4 is $5,000 a month. Okay? It's easier to get $125,000 than it is to get $1.5 million and draw your 4% off of. Whatever. Do you like ANF? Right after they reported, okay, RR, I've never heard of ANF. But let's take a gander at it. ANF. Abercrombie and Finch. ANF. Abercrombie and Finch. They have no dividends. Wait a minute, EX dividend date. Oh, they do have dividends. All right, well, let's go take a look at the dividends. They wasn't giving me the yield, so I couldn't figure out what their yield was. And usually when they don't post it says no dividends. There are no dividends at the time period selected. So, ANF is going to be a no. Mateo, what are you looking into for next week for your 1% ROI? Well, that's a good question. What are we looking at next week? All right, next week is the first week of September. So we're going to be looking at MPW, AIG, Able PHM, DVN, KO, MMO, and TRO, W. Well, there you go. What's the easiest way to determine if a company's dividends are qualified? Now, when I say qualified dividend stock company, I mean a company that has consistently increased their dividends every single year for a minimum of 2 decades. It's really not that difficult. You get the Dividend Kings, 50 years of increased dividends. the Dividend Aristocrats, the Dividend Champions, both 25 years of increased dividends. Then you get the Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years of increased dividends. Then you get Warren Buffett's list, just to throw it in there. And between those 5 lists, you should have at least 300 companies. Once you throw those 300 companies into a calendar, okay, and the calendar will separate them by when they pay their dividends. Okay, so the first week here, Johnson & Johnson, KeyBank, Newmont, GLW, Corning, Bank of America, Baxter, eBay, General Motors, Heinz, Pepsi. That's that week. Those are the only stocks I want to look at that week. That's it. I don't want to look at anything else. And then the next week, Halliburton, Newmont, Kimberly-Clark, Occidental Petroleum, Waste Management, and VFC. Those are the only stocks I want to look at that week. I don't buy a whole hell of a lot. I will buy 1 to maybe 3 stocks a week. Okay, so the next week, MPW, AIG, Albemarle, what the heck is PHM? I don't know that one. Devon Energy, Coca-Cola, Macy's, Altria, and T. Rowe Price. Okay, it's always, hello, how's it going? Someone, how are you? Someone? Can anybody find me someone to love? Hey, right over there, someone on YouTube. Okay, what program is that? All right, user 4952. This is not a program. This is actually Think or Swim. It is a trading platform. And the trading platform is through Charles Schwab. Mindy, then you will need 150. All right, Steamroller 150. Okay, 150. 1% of 150 is 1,500. 1,500 times 4. Okay, 1,500 times 4 is $6,000 a month, not $5,000. What brokerage are you using? Think or Swim, and that's through it used to be TD Ameritrade, but the TD Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab. Erica, AEO. AEO. First thing I want to look at is the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? Currently it's at 2080. The 21s are going for 9 to 19. Now, I have traded AEO for quite a while, and to let you know, I did lose money on AEO. All right, now I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of weeks back, I was over at my son's house in his broadcasting room, and he had a couple electrical issues, which shut off my computer 4 times. And when it did, it changed the time. So Friday, when I went to go make money on my AEO and roll it forward, yeah, I missed the bell by 15 minutes because of the time difference anyway, yeah, I lost money on AEO. And AEO doesn't look that desirable at the moment, because right now we're at 2058. The 21s are going for 9 cents to 19, not quite 1%. Okay, the 2050s are going for 37, but you're losing 30 cents right off the top, so you're walking away with 7. The numbers just aren't working for AEO this week, sorry. All right, user 4952, 1% on what? Covered call. Well, let me show you one where it works. Okay, Macy's always works. Well, don't ask me why. What was your week? What trades did you take? Miguel, we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Dave Stanford, Healwell, never heard of him. Erica, we'll take a look at JD in a second. Let me go and show, I don't know, who is this, user 4952? Okay, your parents must have been on the same parents as a few, never mind. All right, I like using Macy's as a demonstration because it usually always gives over 1%. Now, first thing I always want to look at, the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it currently going? Okay, once I do that, it's not at the high, so the high's here at 22, it's not at the bottom right there, it's somewhere in between. Fine. So, next I go over to the chart. $15.60 is the current price. Okay, if I buy it at $15.60, the 15.50s are going for 28. Now I'm losing 10 cents off the top, which means I'm walking away with 18 cents. Now I know 18 cents doesn't sound like a lot of money to you, but do a little bit of math. 18 cents is more than 1% of a $15 stock. So let's take a look at exactly how it looks. Now, I like Macy's, so here's what it looks like. All right, last 30 days, here we are at 17.25. We drop down to 14.50, shoot up to 18, drop back down to 15.25. We're now at 15.57. So it went down, up, down. Well, now hypothetically, it should go back up again, because that's what stocks do. They go up, they go down, up and down. So let's take a look. At 15.57, if I buy it first thing Monday morning at 15.60, the numbers are right here. If you can't see it on your phone or your iPad or whatever, this screen here is live on YouTube, so you can watch it on your big screen TV, or you can watch it on your computer. But the number for the 15.50 is 28 cents. 28 cents per share. But if I'm buying it at 15.60, selling it for 15.50, well, I'm losing 10 cents. So that 10 cents got to come off somewhere. So it comes off of here. So instead of walking away with 28 cents per share, I'm walking away with 15. So get my trusty old calculator out, clear that, and we go 18 cents is going to be my profit. I'm going to divide that by the purchase price, 15.50. Well, why not 15.60? Because the purchase price is 15.60. Well, I'm losing 10 cents, and I already took the 10 cents out of the equation. So 15.50. It comes to a grand total of 1.16% for the week. Now we all know that 1.16% for the week is more than 50% for the year. So let's see exactly how that is done. Now somebody wanted me to see me actually do a trade. Well, here we go. You ready? Very first thing I want to do, get rid of the chart, and then I want to pull up just the option chain. Okay, here's the price right here, 15.60. I like the 15.50 for 6 September. That's next Friday. So I want to buy it. Here's the price right there. I want to buy a covered call. So I move my cursor right over there. Once I move my cursor over there, see how it says buy? Okay, so I want to click on that, and then it automatically populates. Now I have mine, whoops, I don't want to do that one. I wanted to change this first. It says single. I want to change that to covered. Okay, these are all the different trading strategies you can do with options. There's a whole bunch of them. Trust me, you do not want to look at all of those. The only ones you want to look at is going to be the single or the covered. Because those other ones, you need a higher degree of, you need to qualify to be able to do some of those. But covered is the simplest trading strategy to qualify for. Now, like I said, I like the 15.50. So I click on that, and it automatically populates to what I like to trade. I like to trade 1,000 shares, which is 10 contracts. But for you guys, I'm going to cut it down to just 100 shares to make the numbers easier for you. Some people get intimidated by bigger numbers. So if I just do 100 shares at the market price, because I want to do it as soon as the market opens, hit confirm, here's what it sounds like. I'm going to buy one covered Macy's 100. That's a weekly. 6 September 24, that's next Friday. The $15.50 call, that means I'm selling the call, and then I'm buying Macy's at the market to open. It says to open twice, because I'm opening 2 trades. I'm opening a stock trade, which I'm buying the stock, and I'm opening an option trade. I'm selling the option against it. Now, my break-even price is $15.27. As long as the stock is over $15.27, I'm making some type of a profit. It's at 15.60 at the moment, and it's in an upward trend, and they got the dividend coming up. So all these things going in my favor. So there's the break even. The maximum profit on this particular trade is $22.50. So you're probably asking yourself, why go through all this trouble for $22.50? Hold on a second. So let's get up my calculator. The profit is $22.50. Now I want to divide that by how much is the trade costing me. Well, the cost of the trade plus commission is $1,528. $1,528. And that gave me a grand total of 1.47%. So that's 1.5% for the week on Macy's. So the question you need to ask yourself is, do I like Macy's? Does this make sense to me? And you might think that $22.50 is a little on the low side. Well, of course it's on the low side. Well, let's change it. I like to do 10 contracts. So 10 contracts for me would look a little bit like this. Nothing's changed. It's still $15.27 is my break even. Okay, the maximum profit, well, now it's $225. Okay? So I want to take out my calculator yet again and hit $225. That's my profit on this trade. Neil, nice going. That was good. I want to divide that by this current because I'm selling 10 contracts and I'm buying 1,000 shares. So 225 is my profit for the 10 contracts. Well, it's costing me 15 grand. 15,281, and it comes to, oh, look at that, 1.47. It comes to the exact same. That's why I like using percentages rather than dollar amounts. Because if I say I'm getting 1%, which is 50% per year, well, if you have $25,000, 50% of that is $1,250, like $12,500. If you have a $100,000 account, well, you're making 50 grand. If you got a $200,000 account, well, you're making 100 grand. 1%, I find it to be a lot easier rather than telling people, well, I made 30,000. It's intimidating when you use numbers rather than percentages. Moore's on Baidu. I don't do Baidu because they don't have dividends. All right, that being said, let's move on. Okay, Dave Stanford, or Stanford. I have no idea who Healwell is. All right, so user 1%, you got that one, whatever my account is. So if it was $100,000, 1% is 1,000. If it's 500,000, well, 1% is 5,000. Okay, if it's a $500 account, 1% is $5. Erica wants to look at JD. Whoops, let's go out of there. Let's get out of there. Let's go to JD. JD. Here we go. JD.com. Whoops, I got to change this back. All right, there we go. All right, first thing, as always, the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? I want to take a close look at this. It looks interesting. Okay, it's not at the high, not at the low, so I want to move on. 26.98, the 27s go for 46 cents. That's nice. Okay, that's over 1%. That makes me a happy camper. Where? Uh-oh, I missed all these questions. Okay. Healwell, JD, Use and Think or Swim, blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Where are you from? Maine? No, I'm actually from Massachusetts. But I plan on going, I really want to get to Maine by September and October. I like to see the harvest moon and be there for the harvest. Where are you located? Right now I'm in St. Petersburg. I know it's hard to believe. Yep, Neil, it is. How are you? I am doing wonderful. Tally, how are you today? What ones are you looking at for next week? We're going that over a little bit. Forgot to show the buy of covered calls in one step. Brandy, we just did that. Mindy, sounds good. GDTE. GDTE. I could probably say no now if you want. But let's look at JD first, because we're looking at JD at the moment. Okay, a year ago, JD's at 34. We bought him out in the middle of January at 20.79. Topped out at 35.61 in the middle of May. From there, she dropped to a bottom. Here's the bottom right there. All right, here's the bottom right here on the 5th. And that is 24.13. Okay, 24.13 and she jumps up to 29. That's a $5 increase. $5 increase on a $24 stock. Well, that's that's 20%. That's a 20% increase. Well, of course you're gonna have profit taking, and then she goes back up again. That's 3 days. That's 4 days to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the upside. Okay. Hypothetically speaking, she should still be going up. They're not green, but they're still up days. Lisa Marie, can you clarify? For $5,000 a month, you need $125,000 in dividend stocks, or $120,000 what? All right, you listen to half of the equation, Lisa. Give me a second. Let me look at these other ones. So GDTE. All right, so JD. Hold on. Let's finish up with JD. JD's at 27 at the moment. 27 is going for 46. Well, look where it is. It is definitely in an upward trend. Okay, even though the market maker keeps opening it and we, the public, keep dropping it, it's still going to the upside. So if you like JD, at the moment the 27s are going for 46, which is close to 2%. Let's get back to Darren first, because Darren was here first. GDTE. Now, Darren, I'm pretty much going to say no, but let's pull it up and see if I'm right, because I'm kind of curious. GTDE. Is that right? GTDE. Yeah, can't find that symbol. So that's going to be a no. Erica likes GM. Okay, GM, I like GM, don't get me wrong, but we have one minor problem with GM. And here's the problem with GM. Look at the last 30 days. 44 drops down to 39, shoots up to 49. That's a $10 increase on a $39 stock. Okay? So, what do you think is going to happen next week? Profit taking, profit taking, profit taking. So I'm going to write General Motors down for 2 weeks from today so we can take a gander at it in 2 weeks. GM. Okay, why do you only do 1%? Why not a higher yield? Dakota, that's a very good question. Why not? Well, it's called risk-reward ratio. Okay, so could I sit in front of my computer and make more than 1% a week? Well, yes, I could. Okay, now, when I say I'm at that age where my priorities are different. My priorities are peace of mind, relaxation, and time with family. I'm not chasing the almighty dollar anymore. Okay, I've worked over 50 years of my life. My very first job, I was 10 years old. I worked at Old Man Simmons Farm, doing firewood and picking stuff. Yep, Ford's back in play. Yes, it is. And Ford, I'll write it down right now. I actually bought some Ford this morning because Ford was back in play. It was paying over 1%. Let me finish up with a question here. So why only 1%? At some point in your life, you may agree now, you may agree later, okay? But at some point in your life, your views change, okay? So I'm pretty sure when you're younger, okay, when you're in elementary school, junior high, and then high school, having kids is a horrible idea, okay? But after you go out of high school, go to college, go into work, then you have a craving to have kids. Okay, do you remember when you first learned to play tic-tac-toe? It was great. You wanted to play with anyone. And at some point in time, I don't want to do it anymore. So here's the thing. I could sit in front of my computer and make more than 1%. I don't have to be here teaching you guys how to do this. But why only 1%? Well, because 1% is simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent. Okay? Now, I consider this as a stepping stone to bigger and better things for most of you people. Now, some of you people will join, some of you people will learn, some of you people will go on to the next trading strategy. But if you can walk into the door of trading and get a 50% return consistently and safely, all right, it's a great way to start. Now, I have no desire for big fat chunks of money anymore. I'm past that point in my life. I like hanging out with my grandson. I like hanging out with my kids. Every week I go hang out with my kids, and every week I go hang out with my grandson. I sit around and I do a lot of nothing. I enjoy it. I make birdhouses and I plant my garden. I also play with boats because I like that kind of stuff. So 1% a week works for me. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and I'm not worrying about where's my next paycheck coming from. Okay, so Lisa, can I clarify? For $5,000 a month, you need about $120,000 in dividend stock. Well, that's not quite. You're not quite listening to the whole thing. Now, when I say $120,000 a month at $120,000 at 1% per week should give you a $1,200 per week return at 1% per week. At 1% per week, $1,200 is $4,800 a month, or about $5,000 a month once you figure out there's 52 weeks, not 48. That being said, not dividend stocks. This is dividend capturing 2.0, where you take dividend capturing and covered calls and you bring them together. So you're looking at good quality dividend stocks, and you're rotating them every month, selling covered calls every week. Every 13 weeks, it starts over again. So think about it this way. Say you have a merry-go-round, okay? A merry-go-round, all it does is it goes round and round and round and round and round and round. Okay, let's say there's only 13 horses on the merry-go-round. So this week you're on this horse. Next week you're on the next one. Next week you're on the next one. All the way till you get back to horse number 1 again. Same thing. You just rotating, collecting your 1% every single week. Oh, until Kamala starts. All right, Joe, I honestly 100% hope. I really think Joe Sullivan over here is saying that, yep, until Kamala Harris start taxing unrealized gains. Do you guys have any clue whatsoever what that would do? An unrealized gain. So let's say hypothetically you buy General Motors at $30 and it jumps up to $80. Well, you got to pay taxes on that increase, whether or not you took it. Because here's the funny thing. If you buy it at $39 and it jumps up to $49, you have to pay taxes on that $10 increase, whether or not you took it. That's what an unrealized gain is. So let's say hypothetically you bought your house 20 years ago for $200,000. Well, now it's worth $400,000. If Kamala has her way, you're going to pay taxes on that $200,000 difference between when you bought it and its current valuation. Yeah, I don't think she's going to pass that. Yeah, I think. Okay, remember, the revolution started on a 2-cent tax on tea. All right, look at where we are now. I'm not quite sure. All right, Siri looks good for. Okay, yes, you're right, Gallant. Siri does. So let's take a look at it. All right. So that's General Motors. Hopefully that satisfies your desires. Gallant wants to take a look at Siri. S-I-R-I. I actually looked at Siri this morning. First thing, always, always, always. Here's the high, here's the low, here's what it was, here's what it is. Ooh, look at that move right there. That looks nice. At this moment in time, 329. Well, the 3s are going for 28. You know, that ain't going to work. The 350s are going for 4. Well, that will work. 4 cents. Now, 4 cents, you think, what? 4 cents? Well, 4 cents is over 1% of a $3.50 stock. Okay, it's not the number you're looking for, it's the percentage. Okay, so 1% every single week is 50% per year. So what if the stock is only $3.29 and I'm only collecting 4 cents? 4 cents is over 1%. Okay, so if it was a $300 stock, 1% is 1%. If it was a $1,000 stock, 1% is 1%. It doesn't really matter the dollar value. It's the percentage value. So if you're consistently getting 1% every single week, that's 50% per year. Oh, can that calendar dividend be filtered to weeklies? Flipper, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. But let's continue looking at Siri. All right. So Siri, a year ago, we're at 456, topped out in December at 577, bottomed out in June at 245. Wow, nice movement. Here we go. Take a look at the 30-day chart. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 345. Okay, we dropped down to the bottom, 285. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, look at where she's going now, to the upside. 30-day high is 365. We're sitting at 329. Plenty of space between here and the previous 30-day high. Okay, so that looks great. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to write Siri down for next week because I like Siri. We have our 30-day bottom. Okay, we have a bottom. The 30-day bottom's here. Okay, up, down, up, down. Here's the down right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. Yep, I can do that. That works for me. So Gallant, that was a good pick. You want guys want to hear a funny story? When Gallant first got here, he gave me one piece of turd after another piece of turd after another piece of turd. Now he's finally coming up with the good shit. Good to go. All right, so Flipper, no, I can't tell you about the filtering on the calendar. Mesh, how are you? Siri is $3 and $3 to $6 forever. Not sure why people trade Siri. Okay, so Mesh, let me ask you a question. If I buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, I get 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. Okay, that's 5% right there. Or I can go 290 to 329. Well, I make 29 cents, and 29 cents on a $30 stock is 10%. It's all percentages. It's not, $3 to $6, $3 to $6, $3 to $6. That's a nice movement. It is the percentages that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And if I can buy it at 329, sell the 350, get 4 cents, that's over 1%. Do I really care that it goes from 3 to 6, 3 to 6, 3 to 6? No, I don't care. Now, how do you set up the calendar? I'm new to Thinkorswim from a different platform. Brandy, the calendar. Quickly, let me close out of this, and I want to go over to the watch list. Okay, come over to the watch list, and then you want to do the very next one, where it says, mine says old list. Very next one, you click on that. This big drop down opens up, and it says right here, create watch list. So you click on create watch list. Okay, this pops up. Okay, here you put your label, Dividend Kings. Okay, you can go to Google, Bing, or whatever you use for a search engine. You search Dividend Kings Stock List 2024. Once they send you the list to your email, you copy that list and you import it right to here. Then you hit the save button, and then after you do that, you come over to the Market Watch, click on this little icon right here. See, right? Here's where you put in the ticker symbol or whatever, and you click on that little gear right there. Your new drop down box will open up. Here's your drop down. Tells you all the lists you can look at. I want to look at my personal lists. Here's my personal list right here. My 100-year-old companies, calendar spreads, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, dividend kings, ETF holding list, my old list, weekly ETFs, weekly optional stocks, Warren Buffett's list. Okay, it's actually really not that difficult. If you need help walking through it, DM me with your phone number. I'll give you a call. I'll walk you through it through a Zoom call. All right, where were we? All right, let's go to the next one. Bish pays 1 to 5% premiums. Where are you from? Boston area. Do you buy more contracts of the same stock in a week? Mesh, I do not buy contracts at all. I'm a seller. Okay? 80% of all options expire worthless. So, do I want to be on the 20% side, or do I want to be on the 80% side? I prefer to be on the 80% side and sell the options and let them expire. PHM is futile. Alrighty, I'm not quite sure what that means. PHM. Pulte Group. Well, Pulte Group is different. Pulte Group. PHM. There's a reason why I don't do PHM. What is it? PHM. Wow. They go back quite a bit, don't they? All right, so they go all the way back to 1992 paying dividends. Back in 1992. Well, look at that. 1992, it was 1 penny. 93, 1 penny. 94, 1 penny. 95, 1 penny. 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. They didn't increase their dividends for a whole decade. Okay, so 2003 goes to 3 cents. 2 years later, it goes to 4 cents. 4 years later, it goes to 4 cents. Then it goes to 5 cents. And then they skip from 2009, 10, 11, and 12. They skip 4 years. That's why I don't do PulteGroup. I knew there was a reason. All right. What the heck? CRX, create a watch list and autofill. Yep. Calendar EX dividend dates, and you trade what option that week? What option that week? Well, you're almost right, user 4952. It would be easy if you had a name like Ted or Peter or Sally. I'm going to call you Sally. All right? So this one's for Sally. The calendar is EX dividend dates, and you trade what option that week? Well, it depends. It's not always that week. Because look at this one right here. Okay, the low is here. Here's where we were. Here's where we are, 131. She pulled back a little close to the high. And the 132s are going for 180, which is over 1%. But they don't consistently increase their dividends. Other than that, kind of looks okay. Let's zoom on in. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at 133, drops down to 119, shoots back up to 137, pulls back. Now we're at 131. Well, it looks like it should keep on coming down, but I don't know, because today was an up day. Okay, a higher high and a higher low. Dark Horse wants to look at Starbuckies. S-Bucks. I like S-Bucks. Okay, what happened to Medina? I haven't seen you in a couple of days. How you been? Walgreens. We actually already went over Walgreens today. Sorry. Dark Horse, Starbucks. I got that written down. AVGO. Real estate flipper. It's whatever you put in your watch list. Okay. AVGO. AVGO. It's written down. We'll take a look at it. TSM. What's that? Taiwan Semiconductors. Mesh. It's good enough for Warren Buffett. It's good enough for me. Yeah, I use the exact same philosophy. If I put in Warren Buffett's stock list 2024, I take a look at his stocks. Well, I don't really pick and choose. I mean, if it's good enough for Warren, it's good enough for me. You're writing in the money covered calls for OW expiration, holding through the EX dividend dates. No, I'm not. Okay, it's nice to know that you're paying attention. You got half of it right. Bandit. Is there multiple YouTube streams? Because it's not clearer there. Yes, there are. There are 2 multiple screens on YouTube. One is me standing in front of the screen showing you exactly what you're seeing here on TikTok. The other YouTube live stream is just the screen alone with my pretty little face in the top corner. Top left corner. Okay. Do I do cash secured puts? Jess, how are you today? Most people you start a conversation with, hello, how are you? I'm Jess. I have a question. Do you do cash secured puts? Yes and no. Yes, I do them, but not here on this channel, not in this trading strategy. Remember, you're new here, so you don't know. This trading strategy was created for my 9-year-old daughter when she was 9 back in 2008. It had to be simple. It had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So, cash secured puts were not part of the conversation, because once you say cash secured puts to a 9-year-old, she's like, what? Okay, simple. You buy a good quality stock, you sell somebody the rights to buy it from you at a certain price by a certain date. And that's usually 1 week, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. It's simple, it's easy, and it's very predictable. That's why I came up with the trading strategy for my 9-year-old. Holy shit, it's 9 o'clock already. It's a Friday night. Hey, I'll tell you what, make a deal with you guys. Like, subscribe, share. If we're over 200 at 11:30, I'll stay on longer. But if we're not over 200 by 11:30, that's it. It's a Friday night. I don't want to compete with the bars. The bars and the nightclubs. Not with this strategy. Thanks, Bama. 50% income isn't a 50% return if you aren't increasing position size. Oh my goodness. Somebody not understand math? All right, hold on a second, because I'm a little lost here. Okay. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, okay, these are the 3 accounts I share. Okay, account number 1, okay, started out with 117,000. It's currently at 142, and I took out 28,000 already. That's account number 1. Account number 2 started off with 100,000. It's currently at 167. Well, that's 67,000 more than I started out with at the beginning of the year. Account number 3 was at currently 131. That's the valuation, and it's up almost 10%. Now, why did those numbers not look right? Well, because certain positions you buy, when they go down, it brings the valuation down, but still the income is still the same. So yeah, I'm going to disagree with you, user 49522369330001, whatever the hell. Sally, that's right, we came up with the name Sally for you. So that being said, okay, when I make 1% for the week, so a $100,000 account, I make $1,000. If I do $1,000 every single week, okay, if I make $1,000 every single week, and I started in January, and we're into week number, what, 35 now? And I'm over that. Holy cow, I'm way over 1% a week. Okay. It's not a 50% return if you aren't increasing position size. I don't understand your math. It makes no sense to me. UNH, we looked at UNH before. It was a no before. More than likely it's going to be a no again. Oh, wow, I missed all these. Shit, all these questions I keep missing. UNH, Andy, UNH. What the heck is UNH? UNH, University of New Hampshire? 590. Holy cow. First thing I always want to see on companies I don't know. I've heard of UNH before. It was always been a no. Alright, so how long have they been having dividends? Since 2001. Okay. Okay, so they paid a dividend once per year. Okay, 1 penny in 2001, 1 penny 2002, 1 penny 2003, 1 penny, 2 pennies 2004, 2005, 2006, 7, 8. It's a slow increase. Goes to 13 to 16 to 21 to 28 to 38 to 50 to 63 to 75 to 90 to 108, 125, 145, 165, 188, 210. Well, they started increasing in 2010. Yeah. So from 2010 until now, it's only 14 years of increased dividends. Okay. Okay, UNH. Now, I personally like 20 years of increased dividend. This one has 10 years worth of increased dividends. It's at 590. I don't do stocks that high, but the 591s, the 590s is going for 610, 615, so you make your 1%. However, it's going to be a no only because it's at the high of the year. I don't like buying at the high of the year. Sorry, Andy. TikTok, AbbVie, ABBV. Okay, that's going to be a no also because it's at the high of the year. Okay, I would put AbbVie on my list for 2 weeks from today because that looks like it's going to come down. ABBV, AbbVie. Alright, that being said, alright, increases your cash 1% a week. It's still 50% per year. CSCO, just making memories. Cisco, CSCO. Interesting. High, low, was, is. 50, 56. The 50s are going for 70 cents. The 51s. Sorry, CSCO, the numbers just don't work. Look at it. It's at 50, 50 at the moment. The 51s are going for 17 cents. The numbers just don't work. Don't get me wrong. I love Cisco. I do. But the numbers just aren't working today. Thanks, Erica. LTH. What the heck is LTH? LTH. Yeah, LTH is going to be a no. Who came up with that one? John, you're new here. How are you? Okay, reason I know, because I'm good with names. John, it's a monthly optionable stock. What does that mean? That means you can do a covered call once per month, 12 times a year. I like weeklies. That's 52 times a year. 52, in my humble opinion, is better than 12. I could be wrong, but it is what it is. Holt's got a question. Starbucks. Starbuckies. Let's do Starbuckies. SBUX. I used to have Starbucks, but I don't have it anymore. They had that big jump and I got bought out. It happens. Okay, so at this moment in time, high, low, where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? I don't like this right here because you had one, 2, 3 black swans this year with Starbucks. Last 30 days. Okay, here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, 79, bottomed out at 73. Now we have a 98 high. And look at this. That baby's going to come down shortly. I'm terribly sorry. That's Starbucks. 94.66. The 95s are going for 85 cents. Not quite 1%. The numbers don't even work. Sorry. Flipper. Whatever you put into your watch list. Okay. Medina, what happened to Walgreens? Well, we already looked at Walgreens. Sorry. AVGO. AVGO. Okay. First thing. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? 162. I like the numbers. The 162. We're going to look at the 162.50. Nice. That's over 2%. Closer to 3. Well, let's take a look at AVGO. Okay. A year ago, at 90 bucks, we bottomed out in mid-September at 79.50. Okay, here's the top right here at 185.16. That was in the middle of June. All right, so the last 30 days. Okay, check it out. Last 30 days. 160 drops down to 130, shoots up to 170. That's a $40 increase. That's more than a 25% increase. It pulls back. There's a bottom here. We have 1 day to the upside. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. I like 2 days to the upside. So AVGO, if you like it at this current price, the 162.89, the currently 162.50s are going for 650. That's close to a 3% trade. But you gotta like AVGO at this price. You know, me, it's a little high at the 30-day high. Could it go higher? Yes, it could. Ugar, TSM. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Okay, high, low, was, is, current direction. 171.60, the 172s are going for 273. Nice. Let's take a close look at those at the chart. A year ago, 92.50 drops the end of September to 83.78. Here's the top right here. 193.47. Oh, United Airlines, huh, Joe? Joe, we'll take a look at United Airlines. Give me a second. Okay, so 7-Eleven, that was middle of July, at 192. We dropped all the way down to the 5th of August at 133.57. Okay, so last 30 days, here we go. 30 days ago, 160. We dropped to 134. Shoot up to 175. That's a $40 increase. That's a nice increase. There's going to be profit taking. Okay, profit taking. Now she's going back up again. Here's your bottom. 1, 2, 3 days to the upside. Okay, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it going higher, but it is what it is. The numbers are what they are. You can't argue with them. Mish, if it's good enough for Warren Buffett, it's good enough for me. Gallant, I like the way you said that one. I couldn't have said it any better. You're writing in the money covered calls for OW. I have no idea what that means. Expiration. Holding through EX dividend date. Not quite. Okay, you're only listening to half the conversation. I don't like going into the dividend date. I would prefer not to go into the dividend date. Brandy, is there multiple YouTube streams? Yes. Cash secured puts. No, we already did that one. Michael, all right, just not with this strategy, blah, blah, blah. 50% income is the 50%. Yep, we already did that. All right, UNH, we already did that. AbbVie, we already did that. Cisco, we already did that. We already did that. We already did that. Can that dividend calendar be filtered to show only weeklies? No. Sorry. Only the first year. Do you close your positions on Friday or just let them expire? I just let them expire. Chris, you can't close them until after Friday. Not necessarily so. I can close my trades anytime I want. When I open a trade, I can close it anytime I want during the week. Usually at Friday at 3 o'clock, I jump on to take a look at where all my positions are. Most of the time, I let them expire worthless on Saturday. Is the calendar on Thinkorswim? Yes, it is. Malik, SPY puts next week. Yeah, the second person who asked for SPY puts. I don't do puts and I don't do spiders. The numbers just don't work for me. Is HMAX ticker symbol? Gypsy. All right, Gypsy, let's look at it. What is it, HMAX? Never heard of it. And usually, if there's something I never heard of, it has no options. That's going to be a no. Sorry, kiddo. Gave you a follow. Yay for me. Who was that? User 49 52 23 68 33 001. I'm just going to call you Sally. Vote correctly, please. Not quite sure, Katie, what you mean by that. GDTE, no idea. Bama Redneck, but you forgot that after you pay a tax, then the stock drops. Not quite sure about that one, Redneck. ConocoPhillips, COP. We haven't looked at ConocoPhillips in a while. Interesting. Check it out. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? Nice. 113.79 to 114. Oh, not 1%. Damn. Damn. Not 1% at all. Sorry. ConocoPhillips. United Airlines. Joe, forgot about that one. UAL. UAL. High, low, was, is, direction 44, 44, 44, 86. Nice. United Airlines, almost 2%. A year ago, 50.55 bottomed out at 33.78 back in October. Topped out at 56 in May. From there, look at the drop. Down, up, down, up, down, up. We're sitting at 44 at the moment. Last 30 days. Here we go. Last 30 days. Check it out. 48 high, 37 drop. Sitting at 44. 44s are going for 86 cents a share. That's a nice premium. And look, here's your bottom with 2 days to the upside. I'll really be curious of jumping on that one. United Airlines, UAL for Monday. Nice. Nice pick. Can you share the strategy you gave your daughter? Well, yeah. You find a good quality dividend stock, throw it into a calendar. Okay? Okay? Find a good quality dividend stock. Halliburton, Nucor, Nextera Energy, KeyBank, Nordstrom's, Corning, Newmont, MPW, Bank of America, Baxter, all these companies, all these little green dots are what I found to be good stocks that I like to buy. All right, that being said, when my daughter and I were trading together, we would look at 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. Here you go. MPW, AIG, ALB, DBN, KO, MMO, TRO, PHM. Those are the only ones we looked at. How long does it take to go through 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 stocks? That's it. Only look at whatever has a dividend coming up for the week. If UAL doesn't have the dividend coming up for the week, then it's a no. It's actually that simple. These are the ones you look at. Pick 1 or 2. All right, so let's take a quick look. This is how quick we can do it. You ready? I had to take a deep breath for that one. All right, very first. We'll be looking on this week right here. This week. Right there. MPW, AIG, ALB, blah, 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 those ones. That's it. The other ones go. See how long it takes me to look at it. And it's not that difficult. Adults have a tendency to make things more complicated than that needs to be. All right. MPW. First thing I want to do, MPW. MPW. High, low, was, is. It's at 450, the 450, 455. The 455 is going for 9 cents, well over 1%. What does the seasonality look like? Seasonality for this one. Going sideways. Great. I like that one. Let's go back to where we were. Change this. Go down to covered call. I like the 450s. The 450s right there. 10 contracts. The 10 contracts. Buy 10 covered calls. MPW 624. The 450 call. 440 limit order to open. $100 is what I'm going to make. Okay, $100 is my profit. What is it costing me? It's costing me $4,406. Grand total of 2.2%. That works for me. I like MPW. It's actually written and circled. Okay, that's that one. Simple enough. Let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be AIG. 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 Okay, high, low, was, is, direction. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom, so currently at 77. The 77 is right there. 65 to 80, that's close to 1%. Seasonality, what does it normally do? Go sideways, cool. Let's go back to where we were. Single, here we go. Covered stock, I like the 77s right there. Okay, hit confirm and send. 720 is my profit. How much did it cost me? 76,286. Gives me a grand total of 0.9. That's going to be a no. So no for that one. It looked good. Okay, back to where we were. Whoops. Trade, marketplace, blah, blah, blah. Next one on the list, ALB, Albemarle. ALB. First thing I want to see, high, low, was, is. Last 30 days. Okay, high here, low there. Is where we are, 90.25. The 90.25s. The 91, 173. Nice. Seasonality, where does it normally go this time of year? Oop, to the upside. Gotta love it. Okay, back to here. Covered stock. I like the 91s. The 91s right there. Confirm and send. Profits 2,540. It's costing me 88,466. 2.8%. I like that one. ALB. Written down for Monday. Okay, get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. Next one on the list. Coca-Cola. No, they pay actually horrible premiums. DVN, Devon Energy. DVN, Devon Energy. High, low, was, is, current direction, cool beans, last 30 days. Okay, high, low is 44.78. What does it normally do this time of year? This time of year, Devon Energy goes down. Not looking that good. 44.85. The 45s are going for 4. Yep, numbers aren't there. No to Devon Energy. Next on the list, Coca-Cola is going to be no. Macy's, we already did Macy's. High, low, was, is, last 30 days. Okay, up, so down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm going to the up section. 1560, the 16s are going for not quite 1%. Sorry, Macy's has to make it this week. Next on the list, Altria, MO, up, definitely no, way too high. PHM, PHM is a little too close to the high for me. Okay, down, up, down, going to the down section. 132, the 132s are 180, looks good, but I don't like where it is at the moment. Seasonality has it going ever so slightly to the downside. Pulte Group, yeah, I just don't, something just doesn't feel right about it. It just seems like it should be going down rather than moving. Last on the list, T. Rowe Price. T. Rowe. Okay, high, low, was, is, it's a monthly, no thank you. Alright, so that being said, that's how quick it really should be. You take a quick look at the stock. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? What am I paying? What am I collecting? Is that the right percentage? What's the seasonality look like? Certain things are certain ways. Now, number one, you didn't see me questioning if it was a good stock or not. Well, the reason being I didn't question if it was a good stock or not, because if it is on this calendar, it's a good stock. I already did the prerequisites, which means I like every single one of these. If I could, I'd buy 1,000 shares of each and every one every week, roll it over. But I can't because I don't have that kind of money. I have enough to buy 4 or 5. Okay, but when I buy 4 or 5, I make my 1%. Great. Next week I'll do it again. Next week I'll do it again. Same thing over and over and over again. Okay. Can you share the strategy with your daughter? I already did that. You're saying you're taking the income out every week to live off of. Okay, again, 49, 52, 23, 6. Yeah. Okay, you're not listening to everything I say. I say I have 6 accounts. 6. I share 3 of them with you. I take money only out of 1. Okay? This is the only one I withdraw money from. This one I don't withdraw anything out of. This one I don't withdraw anything out of. And the other 3 or 4 I don't draw anything out of. Just that one. That's what I live off of. 1% per week. Off of that one account. I got 5 others. Okay. You'll have 152,000 and you'll need to make 1,500 every week next year. Okay, I'm not seeing the problem. DG. How about Bristol Myers Squibb or VTRS? I have no idea what VTRS is. Oh. Okay. Now, user 4952, you think I need a bigger amount to maintain those returns. I'm not quite sure why. All right, so if I have let's say I got 100,000, all right? If I have 100,000 and I make $1,000 every week, and I take out $1,000 every week, hypothetically speaking, at the end of the year, I should still have that 100,000. Because I've got 100,000 this week, I make 1,000 of it, so now I have 101. I take out that 1,000. Well, now I'm back at 100,000 again. Next week I make 1%. Okay. Now I have 101,000 next week. I take out 1,000. Cool. I'm not seeing the disconnect here. What is 1% of 152,000? Well, that's 1,500. Okay, so CA All Day wants to take a look at Bristol-Myers Squibb, while Sally here is having a difficult time with the math. Just to correct you just a smidge there, Mr. Sally. I never said I took out all my Pepsi. Big Pasta, Pepsi has horrible premiums. Okay. Pepsi, PEP, 173.40 to 175 is going for 26 cents. No. Okay, so Sally, the 1% of 152, that's 1,500. I never said I took out all. I didn't say I took out 100% of my weekly earnings. That's just silly. I leave some in and I let it grow slowly, very slowly. Do you like Delta Airlines? Those stocks are assuming they keep their dividends. There is a chance they cut it like 3M did. Well, you're right, they are. Always a chance of them cutting the dividends. Always. Do I like Delta Airlines? Someone just joined over here. Hernando, ¿qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está este señor? Anyway. He lives off it, he pulls it out weekly or something. Redneck, blah, 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 blah. Yes, come here every day, 9 p.m. and learn. No, that makes sense. Will do. RTX Scrummy. That's an interesting name. DLTR, Dollar Tree. Ooh, we looked at that one last night. That was a no. All these questions. There's 100 to start. Okay. If he has 100,000 to start every year and he earns 52, that's 52. Okay. He should have 100,000, then 152, and then about 227, then about 314, etc. Okay, you're thinking, okay, Sally, you're thinking I'm compounding every year. Well, it's nice to think that. But if I'm taking the money out every single week, there's no compounding whatsoever. All right, so let's go back here for a second. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the year, because I actually logged down everything I did. All right. Okay, week number 1. Okay, over here, this one. This is all cash. This was a margin. Okay, 2 different accounts. Week number 1, 2.12. Week number 2, 1.3. Week number 3, 0.85% withdrew 1,900. Week number 4 made 0.9. Week number 5 made 1.03, took out 1,900. Week number 6, 1.06. Week number 7, 1.09, took out 1,700. Week number 8, 2.03. Week number 9, 2.32, took out 1,700. Okay. Week number 11 took out 1,900. Week number 12 took out 1,500. Week number 13, nothing. Week number 14, 17. Week number 15, 21. Week number 16, nothing. Week number 17, nothing. Week number 18, 1,000, so on and so forth. Everything's logged there. You can read it yourself. It just so happens that account number 1 started out with 117. In July, I deposited another 21. Current balance is 142, which is still higher, but I still took out almost $30,000 this year on this particular account. Every single trade is listed right there. Okay? See, every single trade. Walgreens, Macy's, Siri, Comcast, Macy's, MPW, and Walgreens again. Okay, here's the date. 7/8, 7/10, 7/11, 7/12. All within that 1 week. Okay, week by week, they're all there. Okay, 17,000 2 weeks ago, last told us. Redneck shoes, blah, 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 blah. If he doesn't pull the cash out to live on, blah, blah, blah. isn't compounded. He's living off if he's using 300,000 plus margin, blah blah blah. My good friend has 500,000 to invest. What's good stock? Inspector Gadget, how are you today? Inspector DSA. World Map 214. What happens when your stock falls well below the price you sold the covered call at? Stuck. Not necessarily stuck. Let's say, all right, here we go. Albemarle I bought this week. Okay? Albemarle 978. I sold next week's 91 for 325. Albemarle at this moment in time, ALB, is currently at 90. Okay, so I sold the 91s. Looks like it's going to expire. But what I'm pulling this up for is to show you when. Now, when, W-Y-N-N, I bought, as you can clearly see, May 7th. Okay, I originally bought it at 98. Well, let's pull it up. W-Y-N-N. Okay, so I bought it back in May. April, May, here we go. Okay, I bought Win back in May at 98. But look what's happened to it. It's been dropping and dropping and dropping. Well, now it's at 76.88. So what does that mean? Well, let's pull up account statement and we'll find Win. Where is Win? Right there. So at this moment in time, okay, if you're taking a close look at it, Win is down 11% since I bought it. But I made $1,900 today. Right? My margin requirement is $53,000. I have $100,000 just in Win alone in this one particular account. But W-Y-N-N, don't. Okay, here's all my trade. Nope, that goes to June. I gotta go back further than that. Okay. Okay, so here's all my trades for Win. Here's where I bought it. Very first trade, $2. Okay, next week was 121, 113, 15, 57, 27, 47, 33, 19, 35, 56, 67, 42, 122, 19, 16, and 37. Now, I have no intention whatsoever to sell at a loss. I will continue to bring in these premiums every single week. The green ones is where I actually bought some more, because I did dollar cost average down. I originally bought it at 98. I bought some more at 85, and then I bought some more at 81. Okay, this one I tried to call spread. It didn't work. I lost money on that one. But anyway, every single week I'm bringing in some money. Now, I bought it in the second quarter. The second quarter? Yeah, the second quarter. Which means I collected the dividends for the second quarter, and now I'm going to collect dividends again for the third quarter. I have no intention on selling Win until it goes back up to the level in which I bought it for so that I can make a profit of it. Remember rule number 1? Never buy something you don't want to own. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. I'm continuing bringing in money every single week off the Win. I have no intention on selling it. Okay? What happens when, okay, I just answered that question. This program changes every week. Yes, but my intention is consistently getting 1% per week. So if this account here currently has 142,000, which means I'm up 42, and I've already took out 28, all right? I have no intention at selling at a loss. All right, so I'll continue to hold it until it hits my target. Once it does, fine dandy. Own it, hold it. Remember rule number 1, never buy something unless you want to hold on to it for a long period of time and you understand it completely. Don't buy something you do not understand. Oops. Right, that being said, let's move along. Then what is the date on the calendar, if not the EX date, the date they announce it? All right, 4952, blah, 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 blah. There are 4 dates to remember when it comes to dividends. Okay? You ready? 4 dates to remember. Date number 1, the announcement date. Date number 2, the EX dividend date. Those are little green dots. The EX dividend date is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. That's the date. That's very important. If you want to collect the dividend for Best Buy, you got to buy it before the 18th, the 11th, the 5th, the 31st. If you want to collect the dividend, I want to collect the premium from the covered call. I don't really care about the dividend. I only use it to let me know that I want to buy Best Buy 2 weeks before this date. The 18th here, 2 weeks before, on a Monday, would be the 4th. Okay, I want to give it time for it to move up, because stocks move up before the dividend is paid. Holy shit, it's past 11:30. We're less than 200 people. I'm out of here. So let's go finish up with the questions, and then we'll be done. Yeah, we just did that one. Oh, sorry, I wasn't done yet. Okay, so date number 3 is the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4 is the payment date, when you collect your money. First date, the announcement date. Second date, EX date. Third date, date of record. Fourth date, payment date. Halliburton was nice to me this week. Sorry, winner 86, I can't really go over it now. Way past my bedtime. Bristol Myers Squibb, too high. Andrea, nice of you to sign in. Hi. Quick check, DL, before you head out. DAL, real quickly. 42.49. Here's the high, here's the low. Last 30 days. Okay, interesting. I don't really, well, could be 42.49. The 42.50, 68. Nice. Seasonality shows Delta Airlines to the upswing. Cool beans. Joe, that's a nice pick. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, seasonally speaking, Delta Airlines goes to the upside. Okay, it's actually in an upward trend. Okay, it went up, pulled back, up, pulled back, up, pulled back, up. So it's still going. The high is way up here. So it still has room to run. And at the current price, 42.50, the 42.50s are going for 68 cents. So the question you need to ask is, do I like Delta Airlines, and do I like it at this price? That's some more questions. Redneck. Then sell another call next week. It's all supposed to be on this week. Everybody follow him. Doesn't hurt. He's so handsome. Oh my goodness. Yes, you sell a covered call every week until it sells. Then you find another stock. Yeah, Redneck. That just sounds so freaking makes sense. Think about it. You buy a stock. You get a nice 1% premium every week. So if I do this one, 42.50, 68 cents. 68 cents on a $42 stock. Well, that's more than 1.5%. So what happens next week? Well, next week I can do the exact same thing again. Okay, next week the 42.50s are going for $1.14. And every week, just do the same stuff. Never buy something you do not want to hold long term. Look, we got 157. You got 43 more people to get before I sign out. Because if it doesn't go above 200, then by the time I finish out these questions, I'm out of here. So that being said, if you consistently, like my win, the win I got at 180. Well, now it's way below what I paid for it. I have no intention on selling. I intend on keeping it until it continuously gives me money every single week. Currently down 1,600. Trying to trade option contracts. How do I overcome this? Luis, how are you? Luis, show up again tomorrow night. Okay, I'm past my 3 hours. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. I do covered calls. Yep. It doesn't do buy. I don't do calls. I don't buy calls and I don't buy puts. Okay, I don't do the buying anymore. I am a seller. 80% of all options expire worthless. I do not want to be on the 80% losing end. I prefer to sell them. QCOM, Lewis, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Alrighty. All that being said, okay, we are going to call it a day because we're at 1:31. It is past 11:30. You guys have a great night. Nobody on Facebook. My goodness. Facebook is done. Out of here. Okay, you guys on Instagram. Joe Sullivan, that was a good pick. I wrote it down. Thank you very much. We'll look at it. Now we got tomorrow night. Okay, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Okay, so we get all these days so we can pick and choose what days we want to look at. So bye to you people on Instagram. And now bye all y'all. Catch it all tomorrow night. Remember, tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys down here have a lovely evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.